Join Carol Davies on Global Voice Radio, the host of Only the Best for You. Be a change maker and unlock the secret to your best life.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my podcast, Only the Best for You, here on Global Voice Radio. My name is Carol Davies of the Passion Motivator Coaching Company. I'm so pleased each week to share with you the best information and speakers about how you can be a change maker to make the world and yourself the best you can be. Today, I'd like to dive into a topic that has long intrigued me. How can you become a high achiever if you feel you aren't one naturally? Can the characteristics of a high achiever be developed? What are the steps you can take to be more of a high achiever? Do you want to spend your life not getting where you think you should be, in your less than ideal job, career, being stressed and frustrated, not being respected? Sounds pretty depressing, doesn't it? A lot of people end up feeling like this because they haven't taken the time to plan out their lives, figure out their strengths and what excites them in life. This can be the fate of those who can be termed low achievers. Now, do you want to live life like this or have a fully satisfying life as a high achiever? A high achiever is a person who acts rather than merely talk or thinking. Here are some other words for high achiever: high-flier, go-getter, hustler, motivator, mover and shaker, powerhouse, risk-taker, self-starter, star, success story, winner. Don't these words sound exciting? So how do you want to be remembered in the world? What will be your legacy? I know I'd rather be described as a person with those qualities of action and make a real difference in the world. What about you? Setting yourself up for success is no easy feat. There are a lot of things that can get in the way of your pursuits along the way, and it's important to be prepared. Successful people don't become millionaires and celebrities overnight. So what can you do to get to that level of success you're dreaming about? It's really very simple. You need to be a high achiever. High achievers see things differently from most people. They're more optimistic and tend to work well, even in stressful environments. But becoming a high achiever isn't out of your reach if you truly aspire to do something great with your life. All you need is a little instruction to get you started, and you'll be well on your way to a happy and fulfilling life. If you want to better understand how to become a high achiever, then I'd like to share with you some tips that I have found in my research for this particular episode. Here's a few important things to keep in mind. One is get up early. One of the most important things you can do for yourself in order to become a high achiever is to get up early each morning. Go to bed early if you must. Highly successful people don't sleep much. That's because they're working hard to achieve their goals in a world with many demands. Getting up early allows you to create time for yourself to be reflective and enhance your goal-setting strategies. Next, be patient but persistent. Remember that you won't get to be a great success overnight. But if you're persistent about the things you want, you will see results. They say that patience is a virtue. That statement is most important when it comes to creating a future. You must have patience and understand that it sometimes takes a long time to see real results, even with small goals. But when you do, the reward is so much greater. Another thing you can do is step out of your comfort zone, what they call be a risk taker. Do things that allow you to broaden your horizons, such as community service or other areas of interest. The more you know about things you didn't know before, the more enhanced your vision will be. Be prepared for change at any time. Life is all about changes, and if you're not prepared, you may feel setback, which can slow your progress even more. Another thing you can do is set what they call SMART goals. That means SMART means specific, measurable, achievable, results-oriented, time-bound. It's important to make your goals clear and specific so you can always understand what you intend for your end result to be. Instead of just saying that you want to be more productive, detail specifics that will help your productivity. Measurable is important. Always keep your goals measurable in so much that you can track your progress. You'll always want a clear picture of the work that's still necessary to accomplish your goals. And these goals should be achievable. It's okay to have challenges, but never make your goals so intense that they're unachievable. Instead of wanting to read an entire book, set a goal of a couple of chapters each day until you're finished. And this is important. Be results focused because the best goals are determined by their outcomes. Keep everything specific from start to finish and know what you'll need in the end to create a successful result. And these goals should have a time limit. Don't set deadlines for yourself that you can't adhere to. Make realistic timelines that create a sense of urgency, but also allow you to complete the work you set out to accomplish without undue stress. Now, another thing you can do is to avoid perfectionism. Being a perfectionist will only get you as far as the end of the day. It can interrupt your workflow and cause unnecessary stress that will hinder you from completing your goals. Try to avoid worrying too much about one task or another and move on if something frustrates you. Coming back to a task later can often yield greater results because you have a fresh mindset on the matter. Next, enjoy your work. Do everything you can to enjoy the tasks that you're working on. Play soft music while you study or craft creative ways to remember information so it's more fun to perform each time you sit down to do it. If you're a social person and your work is isolating, make sure to take time out to focus on interaction so you don't get bored or feeling frustrated. Also, set challenges for yourself. See them as opportunities to improve. Working through mundane tasks can create boredom and loss of interest. But if you set minor challenges in your work, it will make you feel more successful when you complete the challenge. When you feel more successful, you'll have more drive to go on, even if the challenges and tasks that get a little bit more difficult. And this will help you get where you want to go. Next, be responsible. A responsible person both in your decision making and actions towards others and your community, is important. If you have deadlines, make sure you get things turned in on time. You have a schedule, stick to it. Always make sure that you're projecting your best self. It will not only make you feel more confident, you'll also appear more confident to others. Being a high achiever is easy once you put your mind to it. Just stay in rhythm with your goals, and you'll see how wonderful things will happen. Now here's a short guide to how you can be a high achiever to getting things done. While having many lofty and simultaneous goals is a good thing, doing too many things at once can make you feel overwhelmed and stressed out. There just never seems to be enough time to make everything happen. But that doesn't stop high achievers. They are determined to make everything happen, even if doing so ruins their day and everyone else's in the process. However, you don't have to do the goals in this way. Realize that the answer to getting everything done isn't about doing less, especially since high achievers seem to gain great happiness from getting many things accomplished. They're determined to do whatever it takes to meet their objectives. If you're not necessarily naturally a high achiever, what you can do is to have a system in place that can simplify the process of doing many things fast, one that will bring you progress as well as peace and satisfaction. If you're ready to supercharge the completion of your to-do list without becoming overwhelmed or alienating others, the following 5-step process will help you get it all done with less stress and greater results. Number 1 sounds a bit odd. Make a mess. If you're like most high achievers, you likely have numerous sticky notes, lists, files, papers, and a host of other items splattered about your office, on your desk, and in your computer. Each one is meant to help you move forward to reaching your goals. However, as the piles and files grow, they become overwhelming, no matter how neatly you may have them organized. Therefore, begin by getting all your ideas and notes in one place. Make a big pile of all the papers and items in the middle of your office floor or on your desk. Don't leave anything out. Next step is sort and purge. Now it's time to roll up your sleeves and start digging. Go through your pile of stuff and look at each item to determine what you should keep and what you can toss. For each item, ask yourself, is this idea or information still important to me? Can I retrieve this information from elsewhere should I ever need it? Is this information duplicated somewhere else? Will this information or idea help me reach one of my goals? As you decide which items to keep and put them in separate piles or files as they relate to a particular goal or task, you will find that the items that you tend to keep will go down. Number 3 is organize your list. Look through all your quotes, keep papers and ideas to get clear on which goals are truly important to you and what steps you need to take. Put all your ideas and action items into one organized list, preferably on one page. You don't have to painstakingly detail each action step at this point. The objective is to simply create one coherent to-do list rather than have multiple ones floating around your office. Number 4 Rank the list in chronological order. Redo your list one more time, paying special attention to the order in which you feel you should do things. At this point, you can also add more detail to your action items. In other words, you can list not only what to do, but also how to do it. Who to call for help, which resources you may need, etc. You may feel as though you're wasting time here by going over the same tasks, but trying to rank your initial ideas in chronological order is difficult until you can see them all on paper at once. Now, number 5 is get going. Now that all your ideas are organized, all you must do is act and tick off the tasks as you complete it. No more thinking, planning, and organizing. It's already done. And most importantly, there's no more confusion of what to do when. Just look at the list, take the top task, and complete it. What could be easier? The process I've described works for a variety of scenarios, including special event planning, home and family goals, work and business projects, as well as long-range strategizing for professional and personal objectives. And while it's designed for high achievers who tend to have many high-priority tasks going on at once, it works for anyone who simply wants to end the stress and chaos of having incomplete tasks hanging over their heads. By taking the time to complete this 5-step process, you can finally meet all your goals and achieve the results you want. And finally, here's some good advice on rules to follow as a high achiever. For you to become successful in life as a high achiever, there are certain rules you ought not to break. Life itself is governed by principles, and it's those principles that we embrace that determine whether we will attain greatness. After looking at the lives of certain great people, I was able to come up with several rules that high achievers never seem to break. If you obey these rules, you will become a high achiever too. The first one is, don't compare your life to others and don't judge them. You have no idea what their journey is all about. Stop trying to be someone else. We all have our own distinct purposes in life. Be yourself always and become the best version of you. You are original, not a counterfeit. 2, don't act the way you are feeling. Instead, act the way you want to feel. There's a saying that action precedes feeling. If you feel sad, act like you are happy, and you will eventually feel or become happier. High achievers get disappointed a lot because they fail many times. But since they are highly optimistic people, they see advantage in adversity and make the best of every situation. 3, make peace with your past so it won't screw up your present. You need to forgive yourself for every mistake you've made in the past. High achievers don't go around beating themselves up for the mistakes they have made. Forgiveness is the first step to progress, and only those with a strong heart can forgive themselves and those who have hurt them. Move forward today and stop dwelling on the past. Number 4, don't answer ads that promise get-rich-quick schemes because it won't be you who gets rich quick. Believe me when I say this, apart from bonanzas, lottery, promos, or TV shows, there's almost nothing you can do in this world that gets you rich in a jiffy. If it sounds too good to be true, then it most likely is. Number 5 is you can't do everything yourself, so get help along the way. High achievers are people of great influence. Your level of influence, in most cases, determines your level of success. Make meaningful relationships and help others get what they want. Number 6, don't envy what others have. You don't know how they got it. They say that not all that glitters is gold. The truth is that you don't know how that person got what he or she has, or the price he or she had to pay to exchange for it. Think about this before you envy somebody. Number 7, if you can't say anything nice, don't say it. High achievers don't talk just because they have to say something. They talk because they have something to say. Most successful people are very careful with what they say. They hardly speak out of turn or when it is unnecessary. Learn to talk less and listen more. Number 8, be comfortable only outside of your comfort zone. Do something every day that either scares you or breaks your own records each day. This is a gateway to tremendous self-improvement. It is a secret of high achievers. If you are going to jump off a bridge, make sure you know how deep the water is. Always determine the price you must pay for every decision you make before making that decision. Many great men today are college dropouts, but they knew what they wanted and they understood the implications. So they went all out. So before you quit your job or quit college, and before you jump off that bridge, ask yourself this very important question. How deep is the water? Number 10 is change only what you can change and let go of the rest. You can't change everything you want to change. No matter how important it may be, sometimes it's better to do your own part and leave the coming generation to do theirs. Things we can't change, if we persist, eventually change us. Number 11, what others think of you is none of your business. What matters most in your life is your belief in yourself. People will always talk about you, and if they don't, then you are probably not going to be worried about it. Ignore whatever anyone has to say about you and hold firm what you know and what you believe. Never test the depth of the river with both feet. This is very important. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. You may never recover from it. Spread out your risks in life. There is no way to succeed without taking risks, but it's wiser and safer to take calculated risks. And finally, honesty is a very expensive gift. Do not expect it from cheap people. This is one of Warren Buffett's guiding principles. He learned his lesson the hard way, and his experiences were difficult sometimes. The sooner you learn this, the better. Do not expect too much from people. Act the way that you want to be treated and treat others with integrity. So today, we've looked at a number of issues about how high achievers see the world, how they act, and if you feel like you perhaps are not naturally a high achiever, I've given you several recommendations and tips that can get you on the road to being more of a high achiever. So Please take these into consideration and just think this. You're the best person you can be, and if you want, you can always be a little better. I truly hope that you will find some great takeaways from my thoughts today. If you want further information or want to talk about more ideas with me, contact me through my website, www.thepassionmotivator.com, or by email at coachcaroldavies@gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you. Remember, you can change your life at any time and become the success you want to be. I look forward to connecting with you again next week. Bye now.
Tune in every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern for Only the Best for You with Carol Davies on Global Voice Radio.